everybody! Good Buddy Q here with
Danganronpa.
Doodle Roodle Toodle Hoodle Hoodle Noodle. That's what I said and I'm sticking to it. So last we left off, we have a trial to get to. Never done one of these before. Let's go. You're late, Makoto! We've all been waiting for you! But you were afraid you'd be discovered on the murderer you are.
Listen to me.
That's not just a conclusion just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can reveal all the details of Makoto's crime. So they were really convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Saika both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Saika. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
You're a bitch. Let's just get this going. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator. Well then, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before. It's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding the case yourself. This case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Saika's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Saika's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is! As I raised my voice to try to give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed, and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with a heavy clunking sound toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh, rather that.
Oh, it wasn't Aiki saying that the whole thing.
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment?
Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further into the bowels of the school.
You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Not even close, it's total shit!
Well, now. Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up!
We did what he was said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it was easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly deedly. Deadly riddle. Deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial! Yes. 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 Okay, this is just all the stuff we've collected. I think I should be fine. Set skills. I have some skills. Let's see. Increases bullet capacity. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during bullet time battle. Okay. Alright. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
You stop that!
Okay,
Spray bottle.
but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
As best I can.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up out of everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Our first non-stop debate's about to begin. Yes. As things progress during each class trial, you engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried in their statements. What this means is I have to use you truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. I'll do my fucking best. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
No shit.
Yeah, we know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Huh?
So it seems most likely that
Huh?
the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Hold on! Something is off about what she just said. Because I hadn't resisted at all, there was no explanation of what happened to my room. The search debate would like a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot or refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words will appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of personal statement. Truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure if it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward by using the control key. Well then, good luck. I guess it didn't.
I assert that the one who was murdered killed and the murder took
In the bathroom. So it seemed the killer must have taken her by surprise. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Wait. How do I pressed the left thing. It fired. Yeah. Did I not load it? Loading. Move the mouse wheel. Oh, I don't have a mouse wheel. Uh-oh. Oh. Q. Alright. Okay, okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka.
And the murder took
In the bathroom, so it seems the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Oh, I had to shoot the phrase.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Well, she was in the fucking gym.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Shut up, Hifumi! Whack. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Alright, here we go. Okay, cool.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
Yep.
So the killer used some random knife
Hold on.
he had on him.
No, it's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Yeah, sounds legit.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Yeah, no
And
shit.
if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Yeah. She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Yeah, gimme. You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone is saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, so making it easier to point at potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge. If this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. It itched my thing. Then, good luck. Have fun. Here we go!
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret.
Bullshit!
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other? Idiot swimmer girl?
You're a bitch.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Which is legit.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I
There
say
you go.
that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
Yay!
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
What's up?
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Woo!
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations? We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
There you go.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's
Sakura's a girl!
wholesome.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Ishimaru, God. Also, let them be lesbians!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Yes?
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh. Someone is not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Oh, fuck. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility.
Damn.
And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it?
Yes.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
How?
What?
See? He did do it after all.
Stop getting off on this!
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn. If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder! Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die!
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Correct.
Because you see, If the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
The nameplates?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
The hair?
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first hangman's... yeah, what's up? As things advance further in the class trial, a hangman's gambit will eventually take place. The point is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase with the letters flying around, and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, and then... okay. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, you run out of time, you fail. Then good luck. Something should have been the seam, it wasn't. It must be the crucial point. I'm still pretty sure it's the hair, because we can't figure out what this something is. Okay. 4 letters. Yep. Come on, shoot. Shoot. Hair.
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
And considering Sayaka with her long hair, she sheds like a husky. I should know, my hair is about her length.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Right.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Oh no.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Me too.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The knob! Killer struggled getting to the bathroom. The evidence that proves it is... It's the knob! It's the knob!
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
Pay attention!
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. Almost didn't notice at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn. Oh boy. Yeah, it's what? From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. Oh no. No matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. So you use truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will it fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if you reach 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which leak spots are large contradictions. Good luck! Okay, at least I still have one. Okay.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
That's fact.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Right.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And
I
finally,
missed!
The culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Okay, redo it.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had...
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Ah!
And finally...
God damn it!
The culprit had...
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
Try again.
The incident took place. Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had...
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Get it! There we go.
It's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
Because he can't.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup. True as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Killer was convinced the bathroom was locked. So they didn't know the door couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene was...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
Because the nameplates are switched!
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Yeah, sit down. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
No!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Yes?
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so,